Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm here with something really special, and it's the Soundcore Liberty 2 Pro True Wireless Earbuds. Now, Soundcore was nice enough to send these out as a review unit for me. There's no compensation. They're not seeing this till after it's already published. Purely send it out and let me review it. So I reviewed a lot of different Soundcore products in the past. So many of them, like over the last 2 years. So I kind of have an idea of what to expect when it comes to their products. And what I can say is over the last 2 years since I've started reviewing their products, they've gotten better and better with each iteration. They try some stuff, see if this works, see if that doesn't work. And they try to stay kind of on the cutting edge with a lot of different things. And the Soundcore Liberty 2 Pros are the ultimate culmination of all the good things they put together in the last 2 years. These are some fantastic sounding true wireless earbuds. They've got great staying power. They last for up to 8 hours, which is fantastic. The case itself holds an extra 3 charges, so you get a total of up to 32 hours of playback time. They've got ear tips and ear stabilizers galore for your individual fit and comfort, and the sound experience is great. So let's go ahead and dive in and look closer at the Soundcore Liberty 2 Pros, see what they're all about, talk about some of the pros, the cons, and what these bring to the table in a world where Sony, Bose, Apple, and Samsung all compete in the same sector. So let's take a closer look. All right, so here we are with the Liberty 2 Pros. So they've got a really fancy box, nice texturing, all sorts of graphics that show off the Liberty 2 Pros themselves, as well as the fancy Astria coaxial acoustic architecture, which is fancy words for the drivers which produce the sound. But they say that it delivers an expansive soundstage with rich details, and it has Qualcomm aptX support, which is really nice and something that you expect with $150 earphones. You can download the Soundcore app, set it up to test your unique hearing profile, so you can set that up and use the perfect equalizer settings, and there's tons and tons of equalizers to choose from that are preset. So up to 8 hours of playtime, 32 hours with the charging case, so you get 8 out of the earbuds and 3 more recharges with the carrying case itself. Hear ID, the personal sound, which is actually really, really good. Crystal clear calls, which is fantastic. You can talk on the phone. It's got 4 microphones, 2 in each earbud. And then it's got the integration of the balanced armature with the dynamic driver into a single module. So it's 2 setups with the driver and then also the armature as well. So you can get probably the best mids and highs and the most powerful lows that I've ever listened to combined in an earphone setup. So they really are good. Now, taking everything out of the box here, the first 2 things you're going to see, you'll see the earbuds, and then you'll see the carrying case, which is also the charger, and a little tab here that shows you how to get started. It's super simple. All you have to do is when you take them out, put them in the charging case, you take them out, and then they'll automatically be in pairing mode, so you can set them up with whatever you want to listen to them on, whether that's your phone, your iPad, your Samsung Galaxy tablet, all that good stuff. Now, there's a good peek at the little filter for the drivers there. 11mm drivers, which is utterly amazing. I've listened to some earbuds lately that have like 7mm, 8mm drivers, and looking at it up close there, you can see it's very, very well sized for the earbud setup. And then the ear tips are easy to take on and off. So many different sets of ear tips in here as well. You get the small, medium, and large, and then even extra large. So you get 7 ear tip sizes: extra small, small, medium, large, extra large. And then you also have the ear wings, 3 sets of ear wings: small, medium, and large. So you can customize them and set them up for your individual fit and comfort. And that's one great thing about these earbuds, is they pretty much fit any size ear. So if whenever you take them out, if the stock size is not what you need, you can go up or down in different sizes. There's different size ear tips in there, along with the stabilizers, the ear wings. So you should be able to get a fit, no problem. Now it's USB-C charging cable, which it does come with. There's no charging brick, and then you can press that button there. It'll show you with the LED indicators on the front what the battery level is at. So each one of those dots represents a charge. So if there's three lights, you get 3 charges, 2, 1, et cetera, et cetera. Now you also have the manual documentation in here, the quick start guide, all that fancy jazz to help you get everything set up, and it tells you a little bit more about the process and also the functionality of the earbuds. So getting into the manual, you get a little bit more of the technical specification stuff, and also tells you about downloading the Soundcore app and setting it up, but also what the capabilities are of the buttons. Now the buttons are interesting because it doesn't have touch sensitive tiles. It has these small little buttons on the top whenever they're inserted in your ear, and that's customizable with the Soundcore app. So if you want to make it a long press on the right ear to make the volume go up, you can do that. If you want it to be a long press on the right ear to access your smart assistant, it'll do that too. Whether that's Google Assistant or Siri. And then there's a up close look at the ear tips and also the ear wings as well, the ear stabilizers. So it comes with a full complement of these, so you can set it up, like I said, however you want, and they are very comfortable. Now, if you have ones in that are too large, it will kind of hurt your ear over time, but I found that once I got them sized properly, I didn't really have any issues with it. Now, another thing that's important about getting the properly sized ear tips is that these don't do active noise cancellation, but they do great sound isolation just naturally by the ear tips that are on them. So you're really not going to hear anything that's going on in the outside world if you have them fit properly and, depending on the volume level. But overall, it's a really crisp and clear sound experience. I've totally enjoyed using them, and they have a fantastic sound to them. And one other really cool feature, of course, is that the case is Qi wireless or Qi wireless charging compatible. So instead of plugging it in with the cable, you can just drop this down on your wireless charger just like you would a phone, and it will recharge the case. So that's really cool as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to put these in. There's a particular way that you put them in so that they stand properly, and you have to give it a rotation. And I showed in the video last time to rotate forward. It's actually rotate backwards. So you put them in, and then you rotate back like that. So it should be horizontal instead of vertical, and then it's got a nice snug fit in the ear. So it goes in, and then rotate back. So like that, and it is comfortable. They're nice and secure, and there you go. That's how you put them in. All right, so talking about the overall sound experience on the Liberty 2 Pros, it's pretty phenomenal. Now, I tested these not with one device, not with 2 devices, but with 3 different devices. I tested them with the Pixel 4, the iPhone 11 Pro, and the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. And I can tell you there's a little bit of a difference between each one, and ultimately it sounds the best on the Note 10 Plus, and that's because of the Dolby Atmos. Now, whenever you don't have Dolby Atmos enabled on the Note 10 Plus, it doesn't sound as good as it does with it, but across the board, it's kind of a different sound experience depending on what device you have, and my level of recommendation actually kind of goes along with that. Whenever you listen to it on an iPhone, it's good, but it's not great. When you listen to it on the Pixel, it's good, it's not great. When you listen to them on the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus with high quality audio, these things sing. They sound so good. So, I've noticed this discrepancy with other earphones in the past, and I think that's one of the reasons why there are different levels of comments on the customer experience and feedback when it comes to different sets of earphones, because it sounds different depending on what you pair it with. So, at $150, there are aspects of them that are better than AirPods. At $150, there's aspects of them that are better than the Galaxy Buds. But across the board, I can't say that they're definitely better than those in each category, depending on what they're paired to. Now, connecting these and listening to them on my Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, they sound nice. They sound better than AirPods. They sound better than the Samsung Galaxy Buds. They sound better than any other earphones that I've listened to. Now, I haven't listened to the expensive Sonys and all those other crazy ones, I haven't had the privilege of listening to them while listening to the AirPods Pro because, not that I think that they're anything truly special, but I mean, 250 bucks for earphones is just astronomically insane to me. But if that's your cup of tea, go for it. Now, the bass in these is utterly phenomenal. I have never seen or listened to a set of earphones that have the depth, the resonance, and the oomph, the beat that goes along with the lows. It's just so good, and that's because of the coaxial driver setup and the fact that it's 11 millimeters. So you look at a lot of other earphones, and they're 7 millimeter, 6 millimeter, 8 millimeter, 9 millimeter. 11 millimeter drivers in these. That means that you're getting some serious size on the drivers, which are the speakers pushing the sound out, and then it's isolated between the bass and then the highs as well. So it's the absolute best bass that I have ever heard in a set of earbuds. It's truly surprising, and it's very, very gratifying. I like it a lot. Now, the mids, the vocals are good. One of my biggest complaints when it comes to earbuds is that the sound spectrum is just too narrow, and that's because it's trying to push too much out of such a small driver. So what they did is coaxial, that means two, with the two driver setup and the fact that they're one on top of each other, not separated, gives you that unimpeded, you're not losing anything. It's just straight pipe into your ear. Now that can do two things. It can give you, one, a better overall sound experience, but two, you're going to hear things you haven't heard before. And when it comes to the high-end spectrum stuff, you're going to get two things there. You're going to get either much more clear and emphasized highs, or you're going to get that sound that's in there. And that is also dependent on sound source, and it's dependent on the type of music you're listening to. So if it's a heavy treble song and you're listening to it on a lower quality audio, so I definitely recommend, if you're not listening to these on high bitrate audio, if you're not listening to it on the highest quality audio settings that you can get, whether that's Spotify, whether that's Rhapsody, whether that's Pandora, go in there and check your settings, because if you're listening to it on standard or on medium, if it's not all the way maxed out, whether you're on LTE or on Wi-Fi, you're doing yourself a disservice with high-end earbuds or headphones, period. So check that setting out, and you'll notice a difference. So these are high quality earphones. They're designed for high quality sound. So if you're listening to low quality sound on it, you're not going to get the experience that these were designed for. These are basically studio tuned, and they are, I mean, as close to high fidelity as you can get. aptX, AAC, all the good stuff. Low latency. They've got great dynamic sound, and the drivers are just fantastic. So overall sound experience, best mids that I've probably heard, and that's just because it opens it up so well. Now, the way that it's set up with, like I said, the coaxial drivers, you're getting great bass, you're getting great treble, you're getting great mids, but because of the size, like I said, the 11 millimeter drivers, it just pushes out more sound into your ear than any other earphone that I've listened to. So typically, when you get earphones, it's like, well, they'll do bass really well, or they'll do the vocals really well, and they'll have a nice natural sound to them, or they'll represent the highs really well, and then they'll blend them in, with the lows and the bass. And this is the complete package, especially if you have a phone or an audio device that supports Dolby Atmos. That is just going to be the best that you're going to get. So when I listened to them on the iPhone, the volume didn't quite get where I wanted it to be, and the highs, they just kept carrying that sound. Like, so when you're talking about the cymbals, you're talking about the hi-hats and stuff, it was just a little bit too, I don't want to say too crisp, but it was just a little bit too much. And, it kind of digs it at your ear after a while whenever you have it turned up loud and you're listening to some stuff that is, emphasizes the highs a lot. But whenever you listen to it on, like I said, with the Dolby Atmos and the Note 10 Plus, it just sounds so good. Instead of just that indistinct sound, you can actually hear the individual instruments that are making those noises, and it's fantastic. Now, one thing that really helps that out is the Soundcore app that you download. You can do your custom ID, your signature ID for how you hear, and that's really going to make a difference too, because it goes through and it does like a 3 to 5 minute long audio test with the different hertz for the different sound spectrum from lows to highs, so you can custom tune it to your ear and how you hear. And that's going to give you probably the best experience. But on top of that, there are so many different preset equalizers in the Soundcore app that allow you to change it on the fly, whether you want rock, whether you want flat, whether you want classical, whether you want country, whether you want blues. There's so many different preset equalizers in there. So if you like to listen to one style of music or you switch from one to the other, you can just go to the Soundcore app and you can change it on the fly. You don't have to stop playing your music. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to turn the volume down. You can get it to where you want it. And then, of course, you can just use it, with your regular custom configuration as well. So that's another area I really feel like these earphones shine, because it's not just the stock experience. It's not just what's tuned straight out of the box that you're getting. You don't have to rely on a software equalizer where you're getting a different sound experience from Pandora to YouTube to Spotify, wherever. You get a global equalizer that impacts your earphones. And in addition to that, one thing that I really love is you can use them independently. So typically you get earphones, it's like, okay, I can use the right one by itself, but I can't use the left one by itself. The left one or the right one, however they're designed, will depend on the other one to transmit the signal and make sure everything works properly. Well, with these, you can put the right one in by itself and it'll work. You can put the left one in by itself and it'll work. And I think that's something that people really appreciate, and it's something that I expect, especially in the $150 price point. So overall, sound experience on these is definitely it's a definitely $150 sound experience. And one nice thing about Soundcore products is they go on sale all the time. I think I saw something about an upcoming sale for Black Friday. I'm not sure. I don't have an affiliate code or any of that stuff, but their products go on sale all the time. And I've reviewed so many of them. It's like, oh, it's $59. And then, a week later, it's like $49. So there's a $10 coupon code. So these retail at $150, but I'd imagine over the holidays, you'll probably be able to grab them cheaper if you keep an eye out. So totally cool. It's got the USB-C charging. The case itself also supports QI wireless charging. So you can set this down on a wireless charger. It'll recharge it. And with the 8 hours of listening time, it just works forever anyway. And then, of course, you have the quad mic setup, 2 microphones on each earbud. So you get a phenomenal talking experience as well. So you can talk to people, answer the phone. And one other nice thing is you can customize and map the buttons that are on them. So you have different options in the Soundcore app. So you can have it where if you press the button and hold it down for a second, it'll pull up your smart assistant. Or you can change it to where on the right one, if you press and hold the button for a second, volume goes up. Left one, volume goes down. So you have some different options in there for customization features for how you want to listen with your earbuds. So the button is a little small. It's kind of hard to hit sometimes. And you get used to it after a while, but when you first get them, it feels slightly awkward trying to press that small button, and you do accidentally hit it sometimes, especially when you're putting them in your ear. But overall, I happen to think that these are a solid, outstanding sound experience. Definitely the best that Soundcore has ever put out on the table. And I think if you buy it, you're going to be happy with it. Now, again, if you don't have a Dolby Atmos supported phone, you're not going to get the best sound experience that you could possibly get out of it. But if you have a Samsung phone, an S9, S10 series phone, these right here are going to be the absolute bee's knees, and you will love them. So that's all I've got on the Soundcore Liberty 2 Pros. Fantastic. Again, they're like $150 right now, but hopefully they'll go on sale soon. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like and the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get access to the latest and greatest, because I'm constantly pushing out new content, and I really appreciate you stopping by. So that's all I got for this video. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys next time.